Hey, Pat, thanks for taking some time. I had a question regarding the Chiefs' top pick, Clyde. It was going around all throughout draft weekend how Brett had contacted you, and your first name that came to your mind was Clyde. And I was wondering why him, and what do you like about his game? Do you think that could make the Chiefs' offense even better for the 2020 season?
Yeah, I think the first thing that stood out about Clyde was when the competition and the games got bigger, it seemed like he played better. And I always love guys that can rise to the competition. And whenever you're on the biggest stage, you play your best football and you rise up and compete with your team. So that was the first thing that stood out to me as I watched the college football playoff and at the end of the college football season. And then the way he's able to catch the ball in the backfield but still be able to run tough between the tackles. You can tell he's a high character guy. He loves football. And so for me, he asked me, and obviously I wanted to add to the offense, obviously to help me out and to help our team out. And so Clyde was the first name that came to mind. And I know we have a great running back room already. So I think it just him bringing him in. I know he'll fit right in and he'll compete, and we'll be able to bring the best out of each other in every single position group and go out there and play our best football hopefully this next season.
Okay, let's go to Mick Schaefer. Go ahead, Mick.
What's going on there, Patrick? You're not only an athlete, but one of the biggest sports fans all of us know. I'm just wondering what this has been like for you with no sports to watch, no NCAA tournament, NBA down, everything. What's it been like? How different, how weird has it been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely been weird. I mean, like you said, I've watched every single sporting event. I try to go to as many as possible, and I had plans on going to different games and doing all type of different stuff. But it's been different for sure. But I've kind of gotten around it. I've loved what ESPN and all these different networks have done with showing past games, showing games that I'd kind of forgotten about or I was too young to really comprehend the magnitude of what was going on. And so for me, it's been cool to see that. And then other than that, it's been a lot of Netflix with Brittany. And so I've got to catch up on all the different shows. Watched Ozarks. I've watched Westworld. I've watched about to start the Outer Banks show. I've literally caught up on everything on Netflix.
Okay, go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Patrick, how you doing, man? I hope you're doing well.
Doing good.
Hey, Clark Hunt last week during the draft had mentioned what it feels like now to be the hunted. And I'm curious, as the Super Bowl MVP and the repeating champion here, what's it like for you knowing, especially considering how the AFC West loaded up and the Ravens loaded up, and it seems like they had the Chiefs in mind, but like, what's your mentality knowing that the competition is really coming at you?
Yeah, I think the last couple of years we've kind of seen that change. At least since I've been here, I think with what Alex did and the back-to-back AFC West championships before I came in, and then in my first year going to the AFC Championship game, you've realized that teams have really studied your game plan, studied how you attack the football field, and try to have different ways to combat that they don't play against with other teams. And so for us, it's kind of coming in with that mindset of being prepared for everything. Making sure you really go into detail on the scouting reports and everything like that, because you're going to get the best effort and the best change up of every single team. And so for us, we've seen what the other teams in our division have been doing, and we understand that they're trying to come out there and compete against us and try to take the crown for us. So it's about us getting better within ourselves so that we can go out there and play our best football when it comes down to it.
Let's go to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Patrick, thanks for doing this. I have a two-part question. The first part is in regards to the possibility of you signing maybe an extension before training camp. How, Brett Veach mentioned that it's sort of important that the team maybe handle that before training camp starts. For you, how important is it to get that sort of completed so that you can get, focused back on football? And then my second part is, being one of the leaders on the team, when not being able to see everybody because of the pandemic, how have you tried to demonstrate leadership in this, unusual time?
Yeah, with the first part, I mean, for me, I think I've been in a unique situation where I've grown up getting to see a lot of guys go through contracts and doing a lot of different things and having an understanding of how it all works. For me, obviously, I want to be a Chief for a long time. I want to have a contract that says that, and that I can go out there and know that I have that security and everything like that. But I understand and trust the Chiefs organization and everybody in it that they're going to handle it the right way. I trust my representation that they're gonna let me ease my mind and let me go out there and just love the game that I've loved playing. And so for me, whenever that happens, it happens. But I'm going to focus on being the best football player I could be every single day. And then to that second part, I think the best thing about this team is that we have a lot of leaders on this team. And I always say it, but with everything going on, I can really trust those guys are going to get out there and put that work in. We have a group message with me and all the tight ends and all the receivers that we talk a lot, and we talk about what we're doing on and off the field, but you're able to kind of keep each other accountable by doing that. And then I've texted the running backs, I've texted the guys, a lot of the offensive linemen, and kind of stay in touch and see what they're doing. And so it's been different, obviously, but I think with having the leaders we have on our team, having the veterans on our team, it's been good for us that we've been able to kind of just go out there self-motivated to go out there and be the best team, because we want to go out there and make a run at it this next season. And so whenever that happens, we're going to be ready to go.
Let's go to James Palmer. Go ahead, James.
Hey, Patrick, just curious about your training and kind of how you're going about your day-to-day in this situation. Kind of run us through kind of what you can do, who's there, kind of what you're, compared to your normal off season. And then also, as you and Andy like to try to add new things, how do you guys go about that portion of it as well? Do you have like a whiteboard behind you? Like, how do you guys break this stuff down?
Yeah, so as far as training goes, it helps out that my girlfriend's like an at-home fitness guru. So she actually writes up a lot of the workouts that I was doing before we got to these off-season training things. And so her, my trainer in Dallas, and then Coach Rubes, our trainer with the Chiefs, have all kind of put together these workout plans for me to make sure that I'm getting what I need. And then I'm actually got lucky enough that I was already, before this happened, I'd already started putting in a weight room in my house. And so I have a lot of the equipment already at the house and able to utilize a lot of that stuff. And then what was the second part of your question? I forgot about that.
It was just as you and Andy try to implement new things that you can talk to each other about the playbook and do different things offensively, how do you kind of break it down? I know some quarterbacks have whiteboards behind them and they can do different things, sharing a screen. How do you guys go through that process?
Yeah, we actually, with the different, it's not Zoom, but it's another type of virtual meeting program that we have. They're able to share stuff, and we're able to go through just like in any other meeting, and they show us different plays. They send me stuff kind of on my own, and Coach Reed's good about that, of just keep asking me kind of what I like and what I don't like and everything like that. And so, I mean, it hasn't stopped at all. I feel like we were getting in the exact same amount of work we would be if we were in the facility as far as those meetings go. And so we have a good staff with Kafka, Coach Bieniemy, with Coach Reed, who are always being innovative. And I know Coach Reed's going to have more and more stuff as we keep going.
Let's go to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Patrick, you and your teammates have done so much for the community during all these crazy times. I'm just curious, what's it mean to you that you can use your platform to help people that are facing struggles because of this?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I think what Tyreek did of kind of igniting everybody to give back to the Harvesters organization and the Kansas City community was awesome. It was something that I was trying to find the best way to do, and then he kind of started it, and it kind of spiraled through the whole entire team, and we were able to really go out there and help the community. And it hasn't stopped there. I mean, guys are doing whatever they can and using their platform, using the things that they've gotten and that the community has given to them to give back. And so obviously we're not in the times that we want to be in. We want to be out there playing football and living life, being outside, doing whatever it is. But we're going to do whatever we can to come together, face the adversity, just like a football team would do. We're going to do that at a bigger scale with the world and go out there and fight it so that we come out on the other side and we're able to enjoy it together.
Let's go to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Pat. That TV special on Alex Smith and his injuries tonight, I was wondering, since he left the Chiefs, what your communication has been with him, and particularly since his injury. Yeah,
we talk probably every 2 or 3 months at a time. We'll text and have a few conversations. Mostly it's about how the families are doing. I mean, building that relationship that I had with him for years, seeing him every single day, and then getting to go out to eat with his family, and then him with mine. I mean, we built a great relationship, and obviously I knew a lot of the stuff that was going on as far as surgeries and when he had the infection and everything like that. And but I think the perspective of seeing the actual pictures even makes it even more magnitude to me. But knowing the person and the attitude that he has, I can see how he's already made so much more improvement because he has the mindset of going out there and being the best person he can be every single day. And so I've talked to him a couple times. I talked to him after the Super Bowl. He congratulated me and everything like that. He was one of the first text messages that I got. I mean, that's just the type of guy he is. And so I think he's doing really well right now. And I can only imagine the progress that he will continue to make as he keeps getting after it every single day.
Let's go to Sam Mellinger. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick. Hope you're doing well. Obviously, like Super Bowl teams don't repeat often, right? They don't win a lot the next year. I'm just wondering if you've studied that, if you have a theory for that. And also Andy on the call just before said he doesn't think the offense is near as good as it can be. What do you think he means by that?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a team, I think a lot of the times when you win that Super Bowl, you kind of relax because you feel like you've done it. You've went out there and accomplished your goal, and you relax for that little bit of the off season. But I think with our team, the little bit of difference I feel like we have is it feels like every single guy on our team once we won the Super Bowl was like, we definitely celebrated for about a week or two, and then after that it was that mindset of we're going to get back after it. We want to do this again. We're bringing all these guys back. We're bringing the most of our crew back, and we're excited for the opportunity to go out there and compete again. And I think having that mindset will hopefully keep us from relaxing or anything like that. And I think that's why teams don't repeat. And it's such a hard league. There's so much turnover that it's hard to get that same spark and make that same run. But I feel like we have a good chance of at least preparing ourselves to be ready to do that. And so I'm excited for that opportunity. What was your second question one more time?
Yeah, Andy had said he didn't think that the offense was near as good as it could be last year. What do you think he meant by that? Yeah,
I think it starts with me. I think there was times last year where I was kind of scrambling and trying to make the big play happen whenever the plays underneath were there. And then I think as a unit, we saw a lot of different coverages than we had seen the year before, and we were trying to run the plays and hit those deep shots, but teams were playing a lot of very deep coverage. And so I think just being able to find that balance, kind of like I do at the quarterback position, of when to run the route this way or when to run the route this way, or if you can't beat them over the top, find a way to get someone else open. It's something that we'll continue to work on, and defenses will continue to throw us different coverages and different things. But if we can progress and really become amazing at the fundamentals, then all the special talent that we have everywhere will really show when it needs to, and that we'll be able to take this offense and this team to the next level.
All right, guys, I know we got lots of hands up here. We've got time for a couple more. We're going to go Sarin, and then we'll BJ Kissel. You can close us out. Go ahead, Sarin.
Thank you, Patrick, for the time. I know you talked about speaking with Coach Reed and Brett Beach about running backs and you're into the whole how to make the team better. Mm-hmm. Salary cap, right? That's one of the things that all the fans are looking at, whether it's SPO-Track or over the cap, and with an extension, kind of due for you coming up, and then Chris Jones having the franchise tag. That's one of their big conversations. How's it all going to fit? Do you get into that kind of minutia? Do you look at the cap, and are you playing armchair GM like so many fans are on how to make it fit so you can get everybody back in there? And then as a follow-up, if you could just explain just on the run game, like you mentioned Clyde Edwards-Helaire, how being able to run the ball makes everything work better for you guys even when you're throwing the ball.
Yeah. Well, first off with the salary cap, that obviously I look at stuff like that. I look at different things as far as how we can keep all these guys around, keep all these great playmakers that we have on this team. And so, but at the same time, it's a thing where I let it kind of handle itself. There's different ways you can maneuver and do different things in order to keep all the best players around. And I think we have a great organization that is really in tune with that and understands that we have what we have here and how many great football players we have, and that we want to keep as many as possible, and hopefully all of them if we can, to go out there and make a run at this thing again. And then as far as with the running backs and Clyde and all those guys, I mean, I think if you look at when we had Damian rolling and he was healthy, and how much he really expanded our game, our team, and the way he was able to play in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. and how he was able to kind of take our offense to the next level. I think in any offense, you have to have that running game to really to take it over the top. And so to have him getting Darrell Williams back, getting Darwin Thompson more and more accustomed to the offense, and then letting him kind of get more and more ingrained, and then adding Clyde and adding DeAndre. I think we're gonna have a lot of great running backs that really care and really want to put in the work to be the best. And I've always believed in competition brings the best out of everyone. And so for me, it's about going out there, letting those guys eat. I mean, all those guys can run, all those guys can catch, all those guys can block. And so it's a luxury for me to have guys like that in the backfield who are going to go out there and compete every single day.
All right, BJ, close out.
Patrick, again, appreciate your time. Just with this virtual environment and the way that you guys are going through these virtual meetings, and Coach and Brett have talked about in the past, getting guys who love football to be a part of this. As you're in this environment, how can this kind of weed out, I guess, in some ways, teams and players that aren't necessarily as bought in as you guys? Just how does having the right kind of guys who love football and love, the process in this kind of environment, just another added benefit for the way that this roster has been constructed?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. I mean, when you have this different scenario where you have to kind of, I don't want to say adversity with everything going on, but it's an adverse situation because it's not the same as you would usually have, and where you're able to kind of go in and hold each other accountable because you can see everybody all day long pretty much. Now it's about who loves football, who loves the progress, and who wants to get better every single day. I mean, Coach Reed's trusting us to go out there and be the best person that we could be in order to help the team. And so I feel like the guys that we have understand that they don't want to just win one Super Bowl. They want to make a run at this thing again. They want to play the best football every single year that they can. And when you have guys like that, you can trust that they're going to be working out every single day. They're going to be preparing themselves, not only in the 2-hour, 4-hour, whatever window it is to learn with the coaches, but to take that stuff home with them, study that stuff at night whenever they got their own free time. And when you have guys that love football, you understand that you're going to have people that will take that stuff home, do that extra work in order to prepare themselves to be ready for whenever the season comes.
Patrick, appreciate you joining us, man. Thanks for the time.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.